Now the one stories, if you talk to the ladies, they said, well, we were working in there, just working like a swarm of bees, doing all of this work. Now you talk to the men folk, and they said, well, we came by the screen door, heard all that gibbering in there. It sounded like a swarm of bees was in my kitchen. So I'm not sure which story is exactly correct there.
It's okay, we can get even with the barbershop.
So anyway, like I said, it started as a cottage industry, doing it very slowly. If you wanted to peel and slice and core an apple, somebody real good could do a bushel basket. That's a bushel basket there on the floor. Could do that in about an hour. Me, it'd take probably half a day to do that same bushel, but somebody good could do it in about half an hour. And that's when different inventions came about. And this area, a lot of inventions came out of this area of the country. There's the peas slicer back there, root slicer. They lived right across the street here. The Hurley over here, this other slicer. The Mrs. Hurley, one of the Mrs. Hurley still teaches school here in Ontario. So all of these were locally inventions. Now, if you really wanted to do them in a high-speed operation, one of the inventions that came out was this apple slicer, corer, does it all in one, and it's real easy to operate. Just put an apple on there, 3 turns of the crank, and by gosh, the core's gone, all the peeling's taken off of it. They would have had some young ladies with knives to take what's left of it. Now all we have to do is slice it, it'll be all ready for drying. Now to slice that, I could have take that on the kitchen counter with a knife and slice it, or somebody comes up with another invention. Watch me slice that apple. Whoosh! Ta-da! It's all sliced, ready to be dried. Just one turn of the crank. Now this particular one does only one at a time. Back here along the walls are some that go as fast as you could drop apples in there. They would slice them. Now after they were sliced like this, then they would put those on large trays. These would have had slats in the bottom where air could get through them, and they'd put all those apples out there, and they would have stacked them along the back side of this building with a nice big furnace down there that was coal-fired. That warm air had come up through there, and after 24 hours, those apples been dried enough to pack. Now, if you haven't seen dried apples, this is what a dried apple will look like. Now, how you use that is you would have put those dried apples into a bowl, added some nice warm water on top of it, and they would absorb that water, what they call reconstituted, and swell up, and they'd be almost as good as fresh apples. They'd be a little bit darker in color, but they could still be used for making apple tarts or apple pies or whatever you wanted to cook with. So that's why they dried the apples. Now I'm going to show you one more apple here, and then I want to talk about what we got left here. Okay. And this is the way you really want to peel and slice an apple. Oh, I got a peeling that's stuck on there, and it's going to keep it from working. Look at that. Isn't that nifty? Now I'll slice that one more time. Put it on this. One quick swish. And that is all sliced up, ready for drying. Don't you wish you could do that fast?
Yes.
Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've got left over here. These we're going to dry. We'll sell those and send them over to France or England or wherever. But I got some stuff left over here. What do you think I do with this stuff? Any of you young people want to guess? What did I do with this stuff?
Cook it.
Nah, you don't know how to cook that. But there's something very important in there. Now, if I bring that over here and squeeze that, what is left? That's good apple juice, or what you call apple cider. So they make apple cider or apple juice out of what's left. But there's something else that you probably didn't even think about that came out of this. That juice they turned into vinegar. Does anybody know what vinegar is? That old sour stuff that you use to turn those cucumbers into pickles. And even today, you go into the store and you see the white vinegar, and right next to the white vinegar is that brown apple cider vinegar. And they make it today. If any of you people are local, over on Route 14 just south of 104, there's a great big vinegar works where they still make apple cider vinegar today. I think it's operated by Fleischmann's right now. But they've turned that into vinegar. Now that vinegar, we're going to put that to use too. That's, like I said, that's going to turn those cucumbers that we had out in the garden, turn those into pickles that we can have all winter long. So the apple cider that they had was actually hard cider as we know it today. And then if you take that hard cider and distill it, then you end up with Applejack, which is like an apple whiskey.
Yeah.
And the other way of doing it, they would freeze that, put it out on the back porch, and freeze it. And then if you skim the ice off of it, that's mainly the water. What's left is almost pure alcohol.
Applejack.
That's Applejack. Now after I squeeze all the juice out of it, then what's left, then I'm going to throw that over into the chicken coop or the pig pen or the horse lot, and they're going to turn that into food. So every bit of that apple that came into this apple dry house, we're going to use for something.